another divine, powerful, and real live with Reno Speech Life. Some of y'all may know me by Reno Speech Riches, y'all, but it's all the same thing. It's all the same thing. But appreciate everybody tuning in. All right. Y'all just tuned in. Who we got in here, y'all? Y'all drop in the comments those cities, states, and countries. We're not gonna be in here extremely long, but long enough for y'all to get the message, long enough for y'all to feel divine, long enough for y'all to be motivated. But let's see, y'all. Somebody say they hated the old me. Let's go. That's real. They gonna hate me. They're gonna hate if you're winning and talk jump when you're not on top of your game. Just don't never quit and keep striving. That's a fact. Locking in. I see you. I see you. Oh, I can't wait to hear this from an old soul, new school perspective. You know you always come with that fire every time, man. And number one, y'all, appreciate everybody who been rocking in and tuning in to the videos. Shout out to everybody who's been rocking with the movement, who's been staying consistent, man. I always love y'all, and I'm always appreciative, all right? But tonight, y'all, we're going to have a powerful live. I'm going to try to keep this thing 30 minutes or maybe a little less, right? More or less. But I have something very powerful. It may be simple, but it's powerful that I want to speak about, right? And it's simply entitled, People Don't Like This New Change. Okay? People do not like this new change. This new change can be you working out. This new change can be you reading more books. And by the way, y'all, drop in the comments to let me know if y'all can hear me clearly, right? I don't want to interrupt the message with loud music, all right? But I like to feel the vibe. You dig what I'm saying? But this new vibe or this new change can be you simply working out more exercise. This new change can simply be you reading more books. This new change can simply be you saying no more often. This new change can be you going to the gym more. This new change can be you just looking at life from a different lens, a different perspective. Everybody won't like that. And that's okay. Somebody drop that down below in the comments. That's okay. All right. Everybody is not going to like the fact that you're trying to go from a 1 to a 5, from a 5 to a 10, from level 10 to level 20, because they're too busy comparing. They're too busy judging. They're too busy disliking. They're too busy not understanding the message, the purpose, the assignment. All right. And see, the funny thing is, everybody on this earth have a perspective, an assignment, a purpose. All right. Everybody have one. But the problem is, some people choose not to live in theirs. That's their problem, not yours. Especially when you are living in yours. All right. So yeah, you're gonna have family members. You're gonna have friends, co-workers. All right. People who you know who dislike this new change. They're not gonna like this. In fact, the fact that you are changing is going to be an ego check for them. The fact that you are changing is going to be an insult to them, because it's almost like, how dare you decide to go chase your dreams? How dare you decide to change your body? How dare you decide to do something greater than what we've all done? This is all we gonna do. This is all we gonna be able to do. This is all we are able to accomplish. Not until you answer to the Most High. Not until you answer that call. Not until you step into your purpose. But they don't understand that. And that's why your change gets underneath their skin. Your change gets underneath their skin. And that's why I want to speak about this, y'all. I don't want to get into a long rant, a long intro, but I want y'all to understand what it is that we're speaking about. Warning, people don't like this new change. And I want you to understand something, y'all. Keep doing this, all right? Keep being this particular person. Just because they dislike this, it doesn't mean that you're supposed to change this. Just because they're crying, just because they're depressed, just because they feel hit, it does not mean that you're supposed to change this. I need somebody to drop in the comments and say, I'm not changing this for nothing. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say, I'm not changing this for nothing. Oh, yeah, y'all. We're about to go ahead and get directly to it. Mm-hmm. So, y'all drop the number 1 down below in the comments for the first one, y'all. Drop the number 1 down below in the comments for the first one. People don't like this new change. Okay, we're gonna speak about this. Nah, man, this ain't grape soda. This is a zero sugar lemon lime soda. Zero sugar. Yeah, y'all drop the number one down below in the comments, y'all. We're gonna get directly into it. And make sure y'all meet me over to my other channel because we're going live on there as well, too. Yeah, we're going live on that channel as well, too, y'all. It's been a little minute since we had to sit down. I know, y'all. I know. But we back in it, and I decided to do two of them all in the same night. So we got a busy night, y'all. But it's going to be packed with gems, the spirit, the word, positivity, motivation, love, everything that you can name, everything that you can think of. Number one, they have an attachment to the lower you. All right. They have an attachment to the lower you. Now, I know somebody probably felt hit when I said that. Brenda, what you mean the lower me? I'm not lower. I'm higher. I get it, right? Nobody wants to take the accountability for where they were. And that's okay to be where you were. It's about where you're going, right? But the attachment that they have is strictly to the lower you. Maybe that's the drunk you. Maybe that's the overly sexual you, the promiscuous you, right? Maybe that's the high you. Maybe that's the you who always says yes, all right? But the lower version of yourself, you know who that is. But the funny thing is, two things. Either you have yet to meet the higher version of yourself, or you met the higher version of yourself, but you don't like how it feels to meet that person. You don't like how it feels to get to that person. You don't like how it feels to become and embody that person. In order to get to the new level, the old you has to die, right? That's when you get to that higher version of yourself. But see, the problem is that not only do you die when you get to the next level or in order to get to the next level, but the people around you have to die. That's the problem. Don't nobody want to die. And I don't mean that literally. I'm talking about that old spirit got to die. That old mentality got to die. That those old emotions got to die. Yeah. Your old habits, they have to die in order to reach the higher version of yourself. And so the fact that they don't want to die, it causes them to not like this new change. They have an attachment to the lower you. Does this make sense, y'all? Drop in the comments and let me know. Also, drop in the comments and say, get used to the new me. And we speak about this, y'all, on a plethora of different videos, but it's always great to reinforce videos like this, lives like this. It's always good to have that reminder. Understand what I'm saying, y'all. You have to kill the old you in order for the new you to live. I'm going to say that once again. You have to kill the old you in order for the new you to live on that new level. Yep, against those new devils. At that new spot, that new place, those new environments around those new friends. It has to. It has no choice, y'all. All right? It has no choice but to. But people don't like this new change. Understand what I'm saying, y'all? I'm gonna say this right here, and then we'll get to number two. All right? But it was a podcast I was watching. It had Mike Epps on it, right? And around this time, he was doing the movie, I believe, all about the Benjamins. He had freshly came off of next Friday, and he said that he was still on drugs. You don't know what these celebrities be on. You won't believe what they be doing. I guarantee you, until they actually open up and have a conversation, which is always good. Transparency is always good, right? You're gonna have people who judge, but so what? But one thing I noticed is that he said the only time his friends back home in Indianapolis was happy for him is when he was depressed, crying, and high off of, I believe, I think he was doing powder, the stuff you sniff, powder, I believe. The only time they liked him, the only time they was laughing with him, the only time they was happy for him is when they felt like they had to help him. And he said he had to eventually separate himself from those friends, right? He had to separate himself. Well, what are you saying right now? this goes back to people having an attachment to the lower you. Some people love to see you high, drunk, overly promiscuous. Some people love to see you in the streets, full of sin, full of wrongness, right? Full of hurt, full of pain. Some people love it. You follow what I'm saying? And so this is only a wake-up call to the many people who's going through this to understand that they only have an attachment to the lower you. You know who the lower you is, but have you met the higher you get? All right? Have you met the higher you get? Number two, and does that make sense, y'all? Drop in the comments and let me know. But if y'all are ready for me to move on to the next one, drop the number 2 down below in the comments, all right? I woke up with this passion and I got this purpose. I need y'all to tune in. And y'all make sure y'all follow me over to my next live, y'all, after we get done with this one, all right? It's been a minute since we sat down, so I got to break them up, but we don't sit down as we always do, y'all. We right here with it. And say it makes perfect sense. All right, appreciate that. So number 2, y'all, is gonna be this right here, fam. They're being pushed out of their comfort zones. All right, they're being pushed out of their comfort zones. So, family, a relationship, a friendship, a partnership, whatever ship is on, it will not be able to last or sustain if only one side change. It would not be able to sustain or maintain if only one side change. Why is that, Reno? Because now it becomes incompatible. Now it becomes an issue. Now it becomes a situation to where now only one person is growing. Only one person is evolving. Only one person is getting better. All right? Only one side is elevating. That becomes an issue because it's forcibly becoming incompatible and imbalanced. And like the great Les Brown says, either they're going to adjust to your pace or you're going to adjust to their pace. Either or, it's going to be some adjusting. Yeah, somebody drop in the comments and say, you're going to have to adjust to mine. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say you're going to have to adjust to mine. So the fact that they are being pushed out of their comfort zones, it shows, or it's going to automatically make them have to become a part of the game, a part of the transition, a part of the transformation. They're going to have to. It automatically shines a light on them and exposes them. It automatically shines a light on them and exposes them. Are y'all following what I'm saying? So, when a person is being pushed out their comfort zones, either they're going to sink or swim. Okay? I had a homeboy who had moved from our hometown up here to Atlanta, right? And one thing he said was, man, I don't like this, man. This is too different. One thing about our hometown, it's a small country town and everything is close. You got access to the stores. You got access to your family. You got access to your friends. You got access to everything, right? You can walk to everything. Everything is just so close up. You come up here to Atlanta, it's 30 minutes out, everything. Unless you moving around in your city. And even still, you still gonna have to drive 10, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever, right? The point is that when you get pushed out of your comfort zone, it's going right back to what I said for number 1. Either you're going to kill your old self so your new self can live, or you're gonna live within your old self, but you already died because you stopped living. You follow me? So when you are pushed out of your comfort zone, like your friends, like your family members, like your co-workers, like everybody, all right, it's going to automatically expose whether they're going to sink or swim. Does that make sense, y'all? Drop in the comments and let me know. All right? Drop in the comments and let me know. Don't be like my old homeboy. And this much love to him, man. I love that dude. But the point is that everybody won't be able to sustain out of their comfort zones. All right? Number 3, y'all drop in the comments and let me know. All right? Number 3, drop it down below in the comments. Y'all drop the number 3s down below in the comments, y'all. Okay, I see them coming in. All right, y'all. So this right here is what affects most people. All right, it affects most people. It's a threat to their ego. All right, it's a threat to their ego. Everybody have it. All right, we can stop with the Reno ain't got no ego. Even Reno has ego. We all have ego. It's about how you put your ego in check, right? But when people see that you're changing, when people see something new about your change, you know what happens? It places a threat to their ego, right? Because when you were at your lower version, when you were at your lower self, that made them comfortable. It did not threaten their ego. All right. It was okay as long as they were the ones who was getting the most attention. It was okay as long as they were the ones with the nicest hairdo. It was okay when they were the ones who had the spotlight on them. It was okay as long as they were the ones who was on television. It was okay as long as everybody was checking for them. The moment the tables turned, it became a threat to their ego. Everybody can't handle the attention being on the opposite person, whether that's a friend, relationship, marriage, whatever the case is. All right. You take a male or female who's in their relationship, male or female. Okay, this is not gender specific, male or female. But if one get a better job, if one get a new hairstyle, if one get more money, more have more. The other one has more aura, rather. If something happens miraculous for the one or the other, all right, it's going to take for the opposite person to be strong enough to understand that this is not a competition. All right. Everybody don't have that mindset. Everybody don't have that mindset. Their ego automatically gets threatened. Their ego automatically gets threatened. It's just like when guys be sparring in the gym. Okay, we supposed to be all training, learning, and getting better. Training, learning, and getting better. Training, learning, and getting better. They fighting like it's a gold medal on the line. All right, they fighting like it's a gold medal on the line. You know why? Because one person probably got the one up. One person probably did a kick. One person probably got gut check. Whatever the case is, and now their ego has been threatened. So let me show you that I'm better. Let me show you that I'm quicker. Let me show you that I'm faster. Let me show you that I'm more experienced. All right, it's all ego. It's all ego. Make sense what I'm saying, y'all? Drop in the comments and let me know. Number 4, y'all drop that down below in the comments as well. Okay, number 4. That's being envious of someone else. That's a fact. Okay, I see y'all coming in with the 4s. Yeah, it's not a competition, man. Like, it's not a competition. A lot of people try to make it a competition, but instead of competing, you should be collaborating. Number 4, they're desperate for control. All right, they're desperate for control. These are individuals who are used to having their way with you, right? These are individuals who are used to having their way with you. Okay, so maybe you always said yes. All right, maybe you've made it easier for them to have access to you. You know, maybe you created a safe space, an overly safe space for these particular individuals or this particular person, whatever the case is. But they are used to having their way with you. All right, you know, it's no different from a child who's the only, they're the only child. All right, they're the only child, and what happens is that when this person is the only child, or when this child is the only child, they're so used to all of the attention going to them. They're so used to all of the snacks going to them. They're so used to everything going to them. And although it's a child, y'all, I know the child don't mean no harm. It's a form of control. All right, I control the child dynamics in his house. I get all the snacks. I get all my mama time. I get all my daddy time. All right, I'm spoiled. Everything goes to me. They're used to having their way. All right, but when that new belly pop open, oh man, they know it. And then as soon as everything start transforming, they immediately feel the change. And that's when the envy and the jealousy happens, right? And again, it's kids, but the point still remains. The point is that it was that control. right? And they become desperate for it when it's no longer there. And that's the same thing with adults. You follow what I'm saying? People don't like this new change. They can't stand it. They do not like this new change because they are desperate for control over you. Does that make sense, y'all? Drop in the comments and let me know. All right. Moving on to the next one. All right. Number 5, y'all. Moving on to the next one. Number 5. All right. Y'all drop that down below in the comments. We're going to get right into it because we have our other live on Reno Speaks Rich's channel as well. But number 5, y'all, is going to be this right here. They can't unsee who you were. All right. They can't unsee who you were. Now, this is very important to understand because human beings' mind are connected to who a person once were, what a person used to do, how a person used to walk, how a person used to talk, what a person used to eat. All right. If a person used to eat a whole bunch of meat, pause on that, right? But maybe they were meat eaters. Once again, pause. But now they are vegan or now they are vegetarian. A person gonna remind them of when all they used to do is eat ribs and salmon and steak, chicken. They're gonna remind them of who they used to be because they can't unsee who they were. You follow what I'm saying? And that can be difficult for that person to keep going forward. It can be discouraging for that person to keep going forward. It can be unmotivating for that person to keep going forward because they keep thinking about or making them think about who they used to be in the past. You have to be very strong to go through something like that because people are consistently making you reminisce and recollect about what you used to do. That in itself can be difficult. So yeah, they can't unsee who you were. That's why they don't like this new change. That's why they can't stand this new weight loss journey. That's why they don't like your new wardrobe. They can't stand it because it is a change. Are y'all following what I'm saying? Drop in the comments and let me know. All right. I hear a lot of successful entrepreneurs speak about the real reason family members should not work for you or why it always become to be a problem, right? And at first I used to be like, nah, man, you want to stay down with your family and not necessarily stay down, but you want to build, family wealth and generational wealth and all these beautiful things and these buzzwords, right? But the reality is most family cannot work for you because they can't unsee who you were. All right? You're my nephew. You're my niece, my daughter, my son. You're my grandfather or my grandson, or you're my cousin, you're my sibling, whatever. They can't unsee that. So they start thinking that they are entitled to take breaks whenever they want to. They are obligated, to pitch ideas to the business. They think that they are obligated to get special treatment from everybody else. You follow what I'm saying? Or they think they should get special treatment outside of everybody else. So they think they don't have to follow in line with the regulations and the rules. I get special treatment. Here's my cousin. I get to come in late. You're going to get fired with that mindset. You'll get fired with that mindset. And again, I love helping out family. But the sad reality is they fall in this bowl too. They can't unsee who you were, right? Why you think they go to that job or they go to that place of their work or their facility, whatever it is, with no problems? Because they don't know them. They know you though. You get me? They know you. So that in itself can be an issue. But yeah, family, they can't unsee who you were, and that's why people don't like this new change. Point blank period, right? But fam, we're gonna do a recap and then we'll get up out of here. We're gonna go to my other live, y'all, in about 10 more minutes on the Reno Speaks Rich's channel. I just wanted to break it up, all right, so I can serve both audiences. But like I said, we're going to Reno Speaks Rich's channel in about 10 minutes, y'all. So y'all may see me over there. But if not, y'all stay for the recap and then we'll get up out of here. So number one, they have an attachment to the lower you. All right. Number two, they're being pushed out of their comfort zones. Number three, it's a threat to their ego. Number four, they're desperate for control. And number five, y'all, they can't unsee who you were. All right. With that being said, fam, this is why people don't like this new change. Keep changing, keep growing, keep glowing, and keep flowing. All right. I'm gonna catch y'all in my next live, and within the next video, y'all keep a rich mentality. Peace.